Hola, and welcome to my perfect weekend in Granada in southern Spain. Now, this city is famous for the Alhambra, Flamenco, and of course, tapas, all of which I plan to discover. So first, I'm off to the main landmark of the city.
Granada, I'm falling under your spell.
My first impressions are already spellbinding. So here I am at the Alhambra, the final stronghold of the Moors in Spain. Now this complex dates back to the 13th century and contains remnants from the Nasrid dynasty. Let's go inside and have a look around. This fortress was once home to sultans and kings. It was first constructed by the Moors, the Muslim conquerors from northern Africa. The Alhambra is not made up of just one building, but rather it's a complex of medieval and Renaissance residential palaces. I meet up with Fernando Martinez Avila, an archaeologist here. As we explore the palaces together, I'm in awe of the decor, an important example of the Moorish style. Noticing here is the combination of modest elements with intricate details. Tell me more about the significant aspects of the architecture.
In
this section, you can see a mix of floral ornaments, geometric shapes, and phrases from the Quran. All this together creates a very special style.
Our tour takes us to the most famous place of the complex, the Court of the Lions. Fernando, you told me we're at the heart of the Alhambra with the lions. Tell me a little bit more about them.
This is a sculpture from the Middle Ages, and it was constructed as a fountain. It's not just a sculpture. It has a special hydraulic water system that feeds the lions.
Next, we head to the so-called Summer Palace, or the Generalife. This was built up over centuries with a specific aim in mind. This palace is set apart from the rest. Tell me a little bit more about it.
The palace was built outside the fortress walls. The water system flowed through here to water the plants. And so this area was used for agricultural purposes. And to take advantage of this, they built the Sultan's residential palace outside the fortress walls.
The Alhambra is my culture tip for a perfect weekend. I continue my tour in the Albayzín, the oldest quarter of Granada, located at the base of the Alhambra. Another thing that Granada is famous for is its ceramics, and I'm going to find out a little bit more about the history. To get a closer look, I'm invited into the home and studio of Wachi Sanchez, whose family has revived ancient ceramic designs. So tell me a little bit more about the connection between the city and the ceramic culture.
Well, the ceramic in Granada was a very important product because on that age was the main product of that civilization. Okay. During the ages from 9th to 13th century, it realized a very high development during the ages. So this civilization get the same evolution as other science like mathematics, astronomy, philosophy.
Wachi himself is a pottery artist and shows me some of his designs. And this is my shopping tip, a ceramic piece from Granada. I'm on the lookout now for a place for lunch, and in the afternoon, there is really only one option. Granada, like the rest of Spain, has a typical tapas culture, but here it's slightly different, and we're going to find out more now. Tour guide Manuel Estudio gives me some more insight.
Granada, this is almost the bars are going to offer you a courtesy just to eat with you regard a drink, a cup of wine or whatever you're going to have.
All this food more or less for free. So the tapas are included in the price of a drink. Well, what do we get?
Normally, we can get this piece of bread with local ingredients like avocado, this is from our coast, jamón serrano. So this is all products that's typical in Granada, but in Spain. This is going to enjoy.
Well, I am certainly hungry from all this sightseeing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try this.
Go on.
And this is my culinary tip for a perfect weekend in Granada, exploring the tapas culture. After lunch, I head to the bazaar. In the past, it was an Arabian market for silk fabrics. Today, it offers so much more. I spot a special clothing accessory that will certainly help guide me on to my next activity. Now I'm ready for my flamenco lesson. Carmen Viena teaches at the Municipal Flamenco School, where tourists like me can also take a class. All right, we've seen Carmen in action. I'm a little scared. I don't know what I've gotten myself into.
No te preocupes, vamos.
Okay. After about 1 hour, I'm starting to get a feel for the rhythm. And Carmen seems to approve. Wow, that was really difficult, but I will still say it's my activity tip for a perfect weekend in Granada. Another highlight is the cathedral, built by Christian monarchs after the end of Moorish rule in 1492. Just around the corner, I find something to satisfy my sweet tooth. So if you want to try a typical pastry that you can only get here in Granada, then it is the pionono, which is a caramelized pastry with filling on the inside. Yummy. Now let me take you on a journey back in time to an ancient 11th century bath, or hammam. Here you can get a closer idea of how the Arabic bathing culture influenced life here in Granada. Today, the El Bañuelo is a museum and a protected site. But you can relax in a modern-day hammam in the city as well. Master Jose Garcia Sousa tells me more about the tradition.
1,000 years ago, people doesn't have baths in their houses, so there were more than 23 hammams in Granada to relax, have baths, and make deals. And we bring this tradition now just to have fun, relax.
Wow. After all the sightseeing, this is a real treat. The water is just the right temperature. Not too hot, not too cold, just perfect. And this is my special tip. Relax in a hammam. And finally, a trip to Granada would not be complete without a flamenco show. Earlier today, I got a little taste of flamenco and I realized how hard it actually is. Now I want to see the pros do it. And this temple of flamenco offers shows almost every night of the week. Vanessa, you look amazing. Is there a story tonight that you're telling while you're dancing? We don't have any choreography. It's all improvisation, and we express what we feel in our hearts. And this is what we want to give to our audience. Well, I'm really looking forward to it. Good luck. this wraps up my perfect weekend in Granada. Join me again as I explore more exciting European destinations. And until then, it's happy travels. Adios.